Okay then, so your business probably is making progress, it's just that you don't realise it yet, and I think this is all about the consistency compounding over time, you putting in the effort every single day, every single time you're trying to get towards a certain goal or achieve a new thing within your business, within your online venture, your social media. This can literally be applied to anything out there. But when you think you're making no progress and it seems that nothing's happening, nothing's moving forward, you haven't increased your revenue, you haven't done any of these things that you were trying to do in a short period of time, it's all about the consistency compounding over time. And I can pretty much guarantee that you won't see any results for years, months, weeks, whatever the kind of situation is, depending on the goal you're trying to achieve. You're not going to see results for a very long time because you need to compound all of the effort that you're trying to do and do it every single day, every single week, every single month, and not think after 2 weeks or even 2 months, this doesn't work, and putting it to the side. So your business is improving. Trust me, it is, and there's only one reason that it is improving, and that's because you, as the founder, as the CEO, the owner, is improving with it. So let me give you a few examples of what I mean by that. So let's say you've been trying to do outreach, similar to my situation, for a long time and you haven't seen any results with it, and maybe you're thinking that you don't want to do certain outreach, you don't want to do emails or cold calls because you think one method doesn't work in particular. And a few months ago, a few weeks ago, I was trying to do outreach by email, Instagram DMs and cold calls. And so I had no results, I had very little results. We got one potential client on board, but that took a really long time. And then when he did come on board, the company actually shut down, so it was like a whole thing. But the main principle is, maybe you've been doing outreach and you just think it's something that doesn't work for your business, it's not something that you want to do into the future, and it's just not something that works for you. But if you keep doing the outreach, you'll notice yourself getting better at outreach, and then when you eventually do sign your first client or land your first potential client on their guarantee, the offer, whatever it is you're trying to offer at that particular time, when you do actually sign them and get them as a potential client, then you will treat them a lot better because you've been wanting to have a potential client for so long, whether it's a few months, maybe even years, where you've got your first proper client, a big company or an individual business, whatever it is. When you sign that first client, you will treat them with so much more respect, and you actually do your best for them because you've been waiting so long to sign this client. And so that's going to get feedback. You're going to have customer reviews from that. You're going to get good feedback from it. And then you can use that feedback to maybe get some more clients. And so when one thing happens, or when you're trying to achieve one goal and it takes a long, long time, there's a reason it takes a long time. And that's because it's worth doing. It's because there's a reason to do it. If it was pretty much instant and it took very little effort to get towards that goal, to get towards a certain amount per month or a certain amount of clients by the end of the year, if that was super easy, then everyone would do it, and not every company that has a lot of clients would be able to grow and move forward. And that's the reason many don't. It's because they give up on the thought that this kind of thing doesn't work or this kind of thing doesn't work. But whatever it is you're trying to do, as long as you know it's a viable method, it's an actual thing that's going to get you further towards that place, then trust me, with that, the business is improving. And it's all because you're improving with it. You're trying to build the daily habits, do better things, and it can also be when you're improving on yourself as well. So it's not just about talking about theory ideas or things that you can't really see being put into practice. If you're trying to get a healthier body, and because you get a healthier body you feel a lot better, so you motivate your employees a lot more, they work harder and everyone works harder, and the whole thing just goes up in a chain, then that has a positive impact directly just from you doing one thing to improve yourself. It could be reading, it could be doing exercise, it could be just working hard on your business because you know it's not something that you're working particularly hard on at the moment. Whatever your situation is, whatever it is, trust me, when you do harder things or things that actually scare you, things that you don't feel like doing, when you do those things, the business improves with it because they're hard, because they're things that you don't actually feel like doing, but you do them anyway. And that's what it's all about. It's all about becoming better, doing the right things, and with that your business will improve because over time you're improving. Now it may take years. Like I said, you're probably not going to see the results within the first year, probably within the first few weeks, few months, but over time, if you get better at it, if you just keep doing it, trying to stick to it, Like, for example, content is something I'm so passionate about. Making videos is a huge passion of mine, and something I want to get super good at and really good at. And so that's what I'm doing here today, filming a video, and I hope it's one that you enjoy. But the whole point is doing the thing that you know is going to get you further towards where you want to get to, whether it is directly to do with something you're passionate about, whether it's something to do with anything else. But I'm going to document my whole journey on here. And so with all that being said, it is just about doing the hard things. And I wanted to take this part of the video to address the idea that if you're not doing the things you know you should be doing, you're not doing the sales calls, you're not doing the outreach or the hard things that are going to get you further towards that place, then just go out there and do them. Just get started with it today. So after watching this video, I want you to click straight off it and do the hard things, do the things you know you don't want to do, but do it anyway. Do the outreach, do the first cold call. Take that sales call you've been thinking, shall I just skip it? Shall I not skip it? Do whatever it is that's going to move your business further, because when you improve yourself, when you make yourself do all of these things, the business improves with it. And it's not just me saying that. You know, there's countless of cases where people saying that if they improve themselves, they did more exercise, or they started to read more, they started to work a bit harder in their business because they know they weren't doing the best that they possibly could. When they did that, then their business improved. And so I think it's just a case study and a thing that you have to try, you have to just do it. It's not one of those, shall I do it, shall I not do it? I think it is just essential and something you have to do if you want to get further in your business career, in your fitness career. It can be anything, right? But the whole point is that if you're improving yourself over time, you may not see the results, and you probably won't. The consistency will compound over and over again. And if you keep doing it over and over again, all of that consistency, all of the effort, all of the discipline you're putting into that thing that you don't feel like doing, it's compounding and it's getting better. But I want to be clear in the fact that if it's not something that's going to get you further towards that place, and you know what you're doing is just a complete waste of time. Now, it could be unproductive things, it could be things that you think are getting you further towards where you want to get to, but when you actually think about it and how that's impacting the business, you know it's not really growing it or helping it at all. Then cut those things out. Because all of those time wasting things, they may make you feel good. You may feel like you're doing more because you're doing something rather than nothing. But you might as well be doing nothing, because if it's not helping you get further towards that place, then what's the point in doing it at all? So to kind of reflect and go over most of the ideas in this video and sum everything up and give you a few action tips, it's all about taking action, doing the things you need to do, making sure that no matter what, you actually have a passion, you care about your business, and it's something you want to grow, not something you feel like you have to grow, or something you're not too sure if you should do this action or not because you're not feeling like it, or you know, you're tired, you're hungry, or whatever it is. Just do the action, get better at what it is that you're doing, take the action, do the things, become the better person, because if you become the person who can, then you will. And that's the topic I talked about in one of my previous videos, and it's so true. If you can become the person that runs a successful company, that can take many sales calls or close more clients or all of these things, if you become the person that can do that by doing these actions, then you will do it. And so by saying to yourself, oh, I can't be bothered, or I'm feeling tired, or all of these things, you may be feeling tired, you may be not really that bothered to do it, but you need to do it. It's something you need to do, and if you have a passion for it, and if it's something you care about, then that phrase, I can't be bothered, just shouldn't really enter your mind or come into fruition at all. So when you're doing these things, maybe you're tired, then, you know, have a snack or something, you know, get your energy level back up, but you need to do this thing anyway. So it's all about just doing the main work, doing the things you know you need to do. And with that, the business will improve. And I know I've said it so many times, but the discipline over the motivation, plus the consistency, plus effort, plus passion, will always result in you making progress towards your goals. Whether that's big progress, whether that's little progress, that depends on the actions you're taking and how important the actions are that you're taking, because you can take as many actions as you want, but if they're not important, if they're not essential to getting you further towards that place, then you might as well not take them at all. And so I think that pretty much sums up the whole video and everything I wanted to speak about today. But yeah, when I just see business owners that don't care, or they're not really that passionate, they just think they want to do outreach because they have to, or something that they should do. If they don't genuinely want to do these things, if they don't genuinely want to grow their business, move forward, get better at what it is they're doing, become the biggest company in their area, or become one of the biggest in the area, whatever their goal is in terms of revenue, clients, profit, anything like that, when they just feel like they have to do it, or there's not really a lot of passion there, I think it's the biggest shame and the worst thing to hear from any business owner. Because as someone who's super passionate about trying to grow, get better, do all of these things, when I see people that aren't that passionate and they're still trying to, do some actions that would get them towards a better place, but they're not doing it with passion or with consistency or with effort or with time or dedication, then I think that's where it all falls apart, and that's where most people go wrong. They wonder why they've tried it for 3 weeks, but they tried once a week and it didn't work, and then they just quit and don't try again. So don't be that person. Keep going, keep doing the things you know you need to do, but make sure they're important, make sure they're actually vital. If you're cold calling a niche where you can't get through to any decision makers at all, so you can't get through to any of the business owners, then stop cold calling that niche, because that niche does not work for cold calling. Maybe emailing works better, maybe Instagram DMs works better, maybe starting your own Instagram account and talking directly to them through reels or carousels or any of these things. So find out if what you're doing is important. That's really, really crucial. And then from there, do it a lot, do it consistently, and your business will improve because you're improving by doing those things. The more hard things you do, the better you get at it, the more confident you are in your business, knowing what's going on, how to run it, etc. But with all that being said, I'll leave the video there. So thank you very much for watching. Remember to take it one step at a time, and I will catch you in the next one.